Is it recording?
Yep.
Okay. Alright. Alright. Does the internet want to act janky? June, you want to lead us in a prayer, young man?
Yeah, I'm done. Let me know when y'all ready.
Go ahead, young man.
Abba, Yah, I'd like to thank you for having us gathering today and waking us up this morning to enjoy another day that you've allowed us to live, Abba, Yah. I'd like to pray as we get ready to get into this word and pray for an understanding and a lesson well learned, Abba, Yah. And I'd like to pray for those who aren't here, that are in the family, Abba, Yah, and I ask that you keep them safe, bless them on their journeys, and hold them in your heart, Abba, Yah. In your name I pray, Yahuwah, Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. So, Shabbat Shalom, all of y'all. Oh, my bad. Shabbat Shalom. Glad we can finally get back together. I know with the snowstorm and everything else has been crazy, and just with life in general. Life has been crazy. So, today, since you already caught it, we're going to go over Pehaction. Subtitled, Jesus never healed anyone. So, man, because I really want to show that. I wonder if I can back out. No, I can't even get in the internet, so I can't even do what I wanted to do. So I'll try to add it to it. Matter of fact, here.
Same time, just turn on that hotspot.
Yeah.
If I
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good, man. We ain't got to do all that. I don't want y'all bill go up and y'all mad at me. Hey, you owe me $350. No.
I got free hotspot.
Mine is free.
You said it
His
to that
is
bill
unlimited
come
too.
in. Allegedly.
See? Okay. We tried.
So, I did a teaching about this not too long ago. I don't know if y'all are aware of this. So I'm going to send y'all, both of y'all.
You mentioned it to me 2 weeks ago, actually.
I don't think I mentioned this one to you.
Maybe not all of it, but some of it at least.
Maybe. Huh? Oh.
That's crazy.
Any computers anyway.
Okay.
Oh, we gonna be in the Apocrypha today too?
We'll see where we go. We shouldn't be going there today. No. So, I don't know if you remember, June. Maybe you don't either. But this was over a year ago. I did a teaching on about how the government knew how to turn chickens into zombies. That was a little portion of it. Okay.
Yep,
So,
I remember this.
So I sent you guys the link since I can't get on the internet here. Centers for Preparedness and Response wonder why zombies, zombie apocalypse, and zombie preparedness continue to live or walk dead on the CDC website. As it turns out, what first began as a tongue-in-cheek campaign to engage new audiences with preparedness messages has proven to be a very effective platform. We continue to reach and engage a wide variety of audiences on all hazards preparedness via zombie preparedness. So, I mean, you could read the whole thing.
Wow.
And this isn't even the main article, but they're warning people to start preparing for a zombie apocalypse.
Well, you know that the fire department, they have a zombie apocalypse drill that they run.
So does the government. It's called, matter of fact, hold on, let me find it.
They even trained for that.
That's what I'm saying, and I actually know the actual, which I gotta pull it up,
Yeah, because I had a buddy that was a fireman and he was talking about it.
Kana. I'm not even gonna. So the other one is called CONOP. CONOP 8888. That's basically the government's counter zombie apocalypse plan or program that they be training on. And they want us to take this Viper strike, or what do you want to call it, jab. And so a lot of people are putting their faith in and their trust in them. And the last thing, which again I can't apologize, I can't bring it up. Y'all know churches are actually set up to give the vaccine out.
Yeah, found that out this morning.
Are set up to give the vaccine out.
When does that ever happen? Like, people are not paying attention.
This was like, that article came out February the 24th. And so since we didn't link up last week, I couldn't really say anything about it. But when Brandon brought that up, I was like, wow, yeah, that's true. So I was hoping he was going to be here. And people are putting all of their faith in these people, these entities, these governments. But they don't have our best interests at heart.
At all.
And I just stay seeing articles about people rushing to other states and counties just to go get the vaccine.
The vaccine's not going to save them.
Nah.
There's nothing that's going to protect you against that other than the Most High. You just got to listen to his guidance. Like, that's just crazy.
So now, can you tell us about your dream that you had about the green water?
Yes. And my dream was very, very brief because it was literally just a glimpse. So, like, the dream, I'm not sure how it started out. I just remember seeing people just kind of zombied out, acting like zombies. They were just moving real slow. And I ran up on a guy who was on the ground, and he was trying to get help, but I couldn't really make it out because he was kind of mumbling, like, you know, something was wrong with him. But he told me not to drink the green water, and I was just like, what does that mean? And basically, it turns humans into zombies. And then he said, the Black Project. He kept repeating that, and then that literally when I woke up. And so what I could remember from that dream, I just wrote it down, and I pretty much like got with Brother Manny and was like, hey, this is what I dreamed about. I can't remember why, but this was the part of the dream that I remember, and the Black Project just kept. It was right there.
That part.
Yeah.
I forgot about the Black Project. So I apologize that I couldn't be on the internet. So then I'm gonna go back to the dream that I had almost a year ago, because I had posted it on the channel, and it was crazy because Brandon said that stuff, and I checked my messages this morning, and I was like, wait. And then he said the stuff about the churches, so I'm like, wait. And then when I went to YouTube, it automatically went exactly to this dream that I had, and I was like, this is crazy. So here's my dream. Why did you go to the wrong one? Go back to the right one. Here we go.
Okay, so last night I had a dream. In a dream, it was like I was at Gaddy's drugstore here in town, but for some reason it wasn't on the side of the building where it normally is. It felt like it was out of place, and so I went there, and then somehow it's like I was gone, and I went to it was like it was a church that was there. And I walked inside the church, and there was all these pictures of white, Cesare Borgia, all these pagan crosses in there, and just all kinds of people in there. So as I'm leaving, I start hearing people crying, and then it's like people were falling left and right. And next thing I know, there was a shooter, and it was like he had like a machine gun, and was just killing people, knocking people off left and right. And so I run in there, and I'm running around because I'm looking for my parents. And I come back over there, and then so like Steven shooting at me. Of course, it didn't hit me or anything. And then I come back in there, people are just panicking, crying, don't know what to do. And I go back in the church, and again, it's because like I'm in my mind, I'm going over the scriptures, for all these idols, because they literally have pictures and statues and crosses of this Jezreel Borgia and painted windows, all this paganism. So I'm getting ready to tell them, but everybody's like getting ready to leave. And so I was like, all right, well, look, I'll distract the person. And it's like I was just like crying out, yelling as I'm running away. Of course, I don't get touched. And I don't know, it was the weirdest thing, because the next thing I know, we were able to, after I was doing all that crying or whatever, and distracting the shooter, somebody was actually able to, I guess you can say, stop, kill, apprehend him or whatever. But then my mama, she ended up saying something, oh yeah, it was because of the commandment given about the coronavirus. And so all of that was about the coronavirus and paganism, and those projectiles or shots are the fiery darts that come from the enemy. And it's because of all the paganism that's been going on in this country, the reason why we're getting hit like this. That's, at least that's what I got from it. Okay, I also forgot about the witches, because when I was going back inside the church, and or I went back inside the church, and then everybody was, panicking, getting ready to flee, whatever. And once I got outside, I ran around one way, and then I came back around. It was like I went, like in the upper area where the church was at, it's like there was another building or a compartment or something. And when I went over there, I saw all these white women floating and then spinning in circles. And then they were dressed up as witches. So there's a lot of witchcraft involved as well. I just wanted to put that on there too. All right.
So, which is really crazy, because I knew eventually that they would, like some of these churches with the quote unquote gatekeepers would eventually start vaccinating their own people, but it's already started.
Right.
And I was just like, man, the shooter's killing. I'm like, wait, if you got to take the shot in order to get the quote unquote cure for this virus. So I was like, wait, so all of this stuff, because you never really know all of a dream until later on, I guess. You don't really get the full interpretation and meaning, but we got to keep moving forward with the positive things that we're doing, but we still got to be vigilant, because at any point in time, literally, for instance, Biden said that by May, they'll have enough
vaccines
for every adult in America.
That's crazy.
So once it becomes mandatory, what happens then? Are we going to break down? Are we going to become zombies? Or are we going to...
I ain't getting that shot.
That's what I'm saying. So are we going to push forward and believe in the rock of our salvation? So I just wanted to get those things out. Because your dream, my dream, and somebody else had a dream, but I can't remember.
I think it was.
Shauna. Yeah, you're right. Shauna, she had a dream too. And June's been having dreams left and right about it. So, okay, we'll get into it. So again, pay action. In football they have a play action where they are misdirection. They have you looking one way and doing this and that. But for us, we got to have our pay with our faith. And with that, we got to put it into action.
Right.
Because it's going to be controversial to a lot. Jesus never healed anybody. Like, and the more and more I read, the more I come to it. I'm not saying, Jesus never healed anybody, but he did heal people, but in the same token, it's going to sound crazy, he couldn't heal everybody. I know that's confusing. I'm saying a lot.
I mean, it makes sense. We can't save everybody either, unless they want to be. And you got to speak life over yourself.
But, like, all power was given to him, but he still couldn't do everything. And we lean too much on, I'll say, the faith aspect of having faith, because you got to have faith. I'm not saying that. But what you going to do with it? Like, you're already, you're taking the leap. Me and June, we're doing stuff to take the leaps of faith in certain things in our personal lives. But who are you going to put your faith in now? Because these people, because I don't believe in fear. I believe fear. I don't believe in the lack of faith. I believe it's faith in your worst desires happening to you. And people are worshiping literal governments and doctors and hospitals and jabs more than they're worshiping the Creator, because their faith is in what man has made with his hands.
Right.
and not
Yeah.
what the Creator has made with His hands, because the heavens and the earth are the witness to what He's made. Everything and everything therein is, you know. So
They believe in science too much.
Yeah,
that's their
that part.
Elohim.
And that's one of the things that the Watchers taught man was
Yeah.
science.
When the Creator made it literally science, like, I'm gonna worship the Creator because science came after.
Yeah. Okay, so Jesus never healed anyone. So let's go to Deuteronomy 29 for the Shabbat instruction of the day. When one of y'all get there, please.
First verse.
Yeah, we're reading the whole thing, so.
Okay. These are the words of the covenant which Yahweh commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, beside the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. Is it pronounced right? Horeb, yeah. And Moses called unto Israel and said unto them, Ye have seen all that Yahuwah did before your eyes in the land of Mitzrayim unto Pharaoh and unto all his servants and unto his land, the great temptations which thine eyes have seen, the signs and those great miracles. Yet Yahuwah hath not given you an heart to perceive, and eyes to see, and ears to hear unto this day.
Now, even today, even in Yahusha's time, because for one, we know Jesus never healed anyone because that wasn't his doggone name. Like, no matter how you add it up, that was not his name.
Right.
But even in that time, in Moshe's time, even in Yahusha's time, even today, no matter how much truth you show people, they still have eyes that cannot see and ears that cannot hear.
Right.
So we got to be discerning, like, all right, well, I'll just plant this seed, and I mean, you do you. I love you from afar. You
Right.
know. We got to put it's all about pay action. Pay action. All right, keep going.
And I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes are not waxen old upon you, and thy shoe is not waxen old upon thy foot. Yea, ye have, is that ye?
Yeah, just say ye or you. Yep.
You have not eaten bread, neither have ye drunk wine or strong drink, that you might know that I am Yahuwah your Elohim. And when you came unto this place,
Sihon.
Sihon, the king of Heshbon, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us unto battle, and we smote them. And he took their land and gave it for an inheritance unto the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half tribe of Manasseh.
Mm-hmm.
Keep therefore the words of this covenant, and do them, that ye may prosper in all that you do. You stand this day, all of you, before Yahuwah your Elohim, your captains of your tribes, your elders, and your officers, with all the men of Israel.
Okay, good. I'll read for a little bit. Okay. Your little ones, your wives, and thy stranger that is in thy camp, from the hewer of the wood unto the drawer of thy water. And thou shouldest enter into covenant with Yahuwah. So even the stranger entered into covenant with the Most High, right? With Yahuwah thy Elohim, and into his oath, which Yahuwah thy Elohim maketh with thee this day, that he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, that he may be unto thee a Elohim, as he hath said unto thee, and as he hath sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, Yitzhak, and Jacob. Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, but with him that standeth here with us this day, before Yahuwah our Elohim, and also with him that is not with us this day, future descendants.
Generations.
For you know how we have dwelt in the land of Mitzrayim, and how we came through the nations which you passed by. And ye have seen their abominations, and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold. Man, that sounds like Christmas too. Which were among them, lest there should be among you man or woman or family or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from Yahuwah our Elohim, to go and serve the Elohim of these nations, lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood. And it came to pass, when he heareth the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imagination of mine heart, to add drunkenness to thirst. Yahuwah will not spare him, but then the anger of Yahuwah and his jealousy shall smoke against that man, and all the curses that are written in this book shall lie upon him, and Yahuwah shall blot out his name from under heaven. So that means he's blotting out his descendants as well, because they carry your name. And he's talking about like the curses are going to be put on you. If you read, I think it's Deuteronomy 32, it talks about how in that song that like these curses are actually in the Most High's treasure. So once you build that sin or iniquity cup up, he's like, oh man, I got some things that I ain't got to use in a while, so I'm going to go ahead and put them on you, since you reject the blessing and you accept the curse, since you choose death over life. And Yahuwah shall separate him unto evil out of all the tribes of Yasharel, according to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of the law, so that the generation to come of your children that shall rise up after you, and the stranger that shall come from a foreign land, shall say, when they see the plagues of that land and the sicknesses which Yahuwah hath laid upon it, and that the whole land thereof is brimstone and salt and burning, that is not sown, nor beareth fruit, nor any grass groweth therein, like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which Yahuwah overthrew in his anger, in his wrath. Even all nations shall say, wherefore hath Yahuwah done thus unto this land? What meaneth the heat of this great anger? Then men shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of Yahuwah, Elohim of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Mitzrayim. For they went and served other Elohim, and worshipped them, Elohims whom they knew not, and whom he had not given unto them. Wait, so the Most High gives Elohim to certain people? And the anger of Yahuwah was kindled against his land, to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book. And Yahuwah rooted them out of their land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation, and cast them into another land, as it is this day. The secret things belong unto Yahuwah our Elohim, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law, instruction, Torah. So the chapter before this one we know is Deuteronomy 28. That was a scripture a lot of people use to help become awakened. With all these new companies coming up with this jab or whatever you want to call it, the curses of Deuteronomy 28 are literally just starting over. And for some people, like he talks about how he's going to blot out their name from under heaven, we know that that's even your future generations. So that's what's going to end up happening, because people that they're placing their faith in what my pastor said, what my bishop said, what my elder said, and not what the word says. He never told us at any point in time. I'm not saying don't go to a physician when you're sick, but when they don't even know it, when they don't even test anything out on anything, how can y'all blindly place y'all faith in something like that?
Right.
When they've been known to kill people of color.
And this is a trial, they tell you that.
And what's even getting worse is people think that they can do doctor visits over the phone now via video calls and stuff like. They don't call it a physical for nothing. It's physically there. Check you out.
And this shot or this mark is not the first mark of the beast, which eventually.
That is to come.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's in the mix. They even have, like, where you check in on your phone to,
Oh yeah, other countries are already doing
what
it.
is it called? It's like a medical card or something. It's like they literally make, like you can use that at airports and everywhere to where they can literally scan it and it'll bring up all your shot records, it'll bring all your medical stuff up. Like they already have that in play. That's been in the works.
And Elon Musk and other billionaires keep coming out and saying, like they said this years ago, I want to say 2010 or so, that about 2030 humans would be computer hybrids. Like, why do y'all think that they made sure 20 some years ago that the Terminator movies came out and all this and that, the movie Transcendence or the TV show Carbon Fiber, when you transfer your consciousness into another, I forget what they call them, mold or sleeves.
They didn't call them bodies anymore.
Right.
They just called them sleeves.
Right.
That's just, and people don't pay attention to that because they think it's just entertainment, but really it's programming them to basically accept what is to come. They don't realize that though, and that's really scary.
That's why they call it
Right.
programs. It's
Right.
the program you watch.
You ain't watching nothing.
That's like now. I mean, how many commercials are? I don't really watch TV, but even on the radio or whatever, nobody ever talks about going to buy orange juice,
Nope.
going to eat more onions,
Nope.
eating healthy to fight this virus. Nobody is talking about that.
Or any other virus that may
They're just
occur.
right. And before it was okay. We need to get some orange juice, some chicken noodle soup. We gotta make sure we like get our immune systems up. But now, like slowly but surely, it's like, oh no, you gotta go take this shot. And now everybody's just like, oh, I gotta get this. So that I'm like, no, you gotta eat what the Most High provided
And they're
us.
going to give us something that's going to send our immune system messages. Like, why do you think it's called immune system?
Right.
It's created to keep you alive. But again, people that don't have faith in the Creator's creation, they want to believe in man's creation.
Right.
Because to them, man is the Creator.
Because
Man
they can
worship.
see him. That's why.
Right.
And a lot of them are not open to even wanting to understand the knowledge that the Most High has for us.
So it's just, we definitely got to stay prayed up, paid up, and worked up. We got to be doing it all because, man, they're going to be hitting us from every which way. And then this economy, there's no telling when it's going to collapse. All them jobs that are getting, they closed down, all the small businesses that closed down. So
I feel like they setting people up for failure, man, because they already got a promise of, 2025, that minimum wage is going to go up to $15 in the state of Oklahoma.
2025, we got to make it to 2025.
Exactly.
So, ooh, there's just a lot going on. But, yeah, our focus got to be on the Most High through His beloved Son, Yahushua. So,
Always, every day.
Yep.
Pray every day. Even if you don't need nothing,
Yeah,
there's
right.
nothing you want. Just give Him praise.
hallelujah to that.
Yep.
Okay, so this is just like a refresher. We know pay is your mouth. And going back to the root word, it's pa or pa'a, P-A-W or P-A-Y, or P-A-A-H, actually, pa'a. It's to cleave in pieces, break in pieces, shatter. To cleave in pieces, dash to pieces. Scatter into corners. So, the first thing you do when you come into this walk, you got to confess that Yahushua is the master, right? So you're using your pay. And then all of your sins are literally being scattered, or getting broken to pieces and everything. And you're getting formed into a new creature. But that's a part of actually your faith, which should be the next word. Amunah? Yeah. Amunah. It means firmness, fidelity, steadfastness, steadiness. So with faith, because you can't always see what you're believing the Most High is going to do for you. But you got to be firm. You got to be on solid ground, on a solid foundation. And just like the covenant, you got to take hold, a firm grip on it for the things that happen. So with your pay, speaking it, and then with your faith, strengthening it, what's the last thing you got to do to have a breakthrough?
Work.
Vision.
She said it.
Work.
Actions or your works. So, this word is alila. Alilia. Yeah, what you said, aliyah. Is the sense of affecting an exploit of Elohim or performance of man, often in a bad sense by implication and opportunity, but it's you putting your faith into action, because this is not the time to be like, oh no, grace alone, faith alone, that's it. I ain't got to do nothing. I can take this jab, and he's just gonna take care of me. This and he can, but he told us to stay away from certain things. He never told us to take something to where they can literally, because what they're doing, they're putting nanite technology, they're putting computers in your bodies, and that's all completely altering the creation. Because now, since they have nanite computers in you, then they can become your master. They become you. They can literally make themselves become your God, because they can have control over you. They can send whatever signals, whatever messages they want to your body. They can send that zombieism to you now. And people don't even realize that, like, y'all worship these people like they're God. Like they're the most high Elohim.
Like they can fix this.
So, we got to keep working our pay action. So let's go again, because Yahushua didn't save anybody. Let's go to Matthew 8. And let's read verses 1 through verse 16. Yeska, if you don't mind.
1 through 16. I'm right, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
When he was come down from the mountain, great multitudes followed him. And, behold, there came a leper and worshipped him, saying, Yehovah, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. And Joshua put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will, be thou clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleaned. And
so it just looks like Jesus or Yahushua just healed him, right? You're on
okay, 4. And Yahushua said unto him, See thou tell no man, but go thy way, shew thyself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded for a testimony unto them. And when Yahushua was entered into Capernaum,
Yeah.
there came unto him a centurion. Oh, ain't that like half man or something?
No. You're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Centurion, the Roman soldier that's in charge of 100 people.
Oh, got you. I'm way off. Beseeching him and saying, Yehovah, my servant, lieth at home sick of the palsy, grievously tormented. And Joshua said unto him, I will come and heal him. The centurion answered and said, Yehovah, I am not worthy that thou shouldest come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. For I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. And I said to him, this man, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh, and to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Joshua heard it, he marveled. That was it? Marveled and said to them that followed, Verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, not in Israel.
Okay, we're going to stop there. We'll stop there. Do we want to go? Because I had 316. Yeah, we'll stop there.
Okay.
But now, context is, you're sure Jesus didn't heal anybody, but it looks like he's healing all manners of people right here so far, right? Okay. So now, let's go to Matthew 12. And let's read verses 10 through 15. I'll read this one.
10 through 15.
And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. And they asked him, saying, Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days? That they might accuse him. Wicked devils, boy. And he said unto them, What man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it out? How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days. Then said he to the man, be healed. Is that what he said to him?
I can't see where you're at.
Room 13.
13.
Oh, okay.
Then said he to him, be healed. I heal you now. Is that what he said?
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't just have to believe in. What did he tell him to do?
Stretch forth thy hand.
Say it again.
Stretch forth thy hand.
And what did the man do?
And he stretched it forth.
He did what?
He
Stretched it forth.
So he had an action with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had to have something with his works.
Faith.
He had to have amunah with his works.
And it was restored whole like as the other.
And it was restored whole like as the other. Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him, how they might destroy him. But when Yahushua knew it, of course, he withdrew himself from thence, and great multitudes followed him, and he healed them all. So that's another work that they had to do. They had to make sure, look, this man healing people. Let me go follow where he's at so I can get this. Because it's not just about faith. We got to do our part.
Right.
And we got to start believing in the Most High, his true people that's leading us the right way, not these people that we know that ain't a lick of godliness or Elohiminess in them. When people worship Lucifer, they swear in on satanic Bibles. Like, stop putting your faith in these people. Which I know it's not y'all, but there's a lot of people that they're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Mark 3.
Right.
Told you this one's going to be pretty, I'm trying to get this one done. But
Oops.
he could not heal everybody. Mark 3 verses 1 through 10. He can't, even today, he can't heal everybody. Like you said earlier, we can't save everybody. We can't help everybody. The man that was given, or the man who was the Word made flesh, who was given all power in heaven, could not heal everybody. He couldn't heal nobody without faith. If that person didn't have faith and an action behind it, he couldn't heal nobody. June, you got this?
Yeah. And he entered again into the synagogue, and there was a man there which had a withered hand.
Same story. Mm-hmm.
And they watched him, whether he would heal him on the Sabbath day, that they might accuse him.
Like, how wicked you gotta be? Oh wait, no, he about to try to heal somebody. No, not today. No, not on the Lord's day. Like, no. Wicked, man, and we still got people like that today. Keep going, man. My bad.
And he saith unto the man which had the withered hand, Stand forth. And he saith unto them, Is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath days, or to do evil, to save life, or to kill? But they held their peace. And when he looked round about on them with anger, being grieved for the hardness of their hearts, he saith unto the man, Stretch forth thine hand. And he stretched it out, and his hand was restored whole as the other.
So not only did he stretch forth his hand, he stood up at the word because he believed the word that came from the word. Faith without works is what?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
And the Pharisees went forth, and straightway took counsel with the
Herodians.
against him, how they might destroy him.
So does anybody know who the Herodians are? They're Edomites. So that's why they were like, I know this Yahudim is not about to try to heal somebody on the Sabbath day, because the Herodians and the Pharisees, they kind of joined or created sects, and they kind of ruled our people at that point in time. All right, so keep going.
Is that where heroes derived from?
Yeah, secretly it is.
But Yahushua withdrew himself with his disciples to the sea, and a great multitude from Galilee followed him, and from Judea, and from Jerusalem, and from
Idumea,
and from beyond Jordan, that they about Tyree and Sidon, a great multitude, when they had heard what great things he did, came unto him. And he spake to his disciples that a small ship should wait on him because of the multitude, lest they should throng him. For he had healed many, insomuch that they pressed upon him for to touch him, as many as had believed.
So he just like, the multitudes around him, and he just put his hands in there and said, "Be thou healed." Is that what just happened?
Nah,
What were they doing?
they were reaching out,
And they were doing what?
trying to touch him.
Because you gotta put your pay in action. It's pay action. Faith with your works is how you become saved. It's how you become healed. It's how you get protected from viruses. I'm so sick of this stuff, man. Every day on the news, that's all you hear about. It's like there's no flu, there's nothing else, there's no AIDS, there's no cancer, there's nothing else.
Yeah, talk about anything else
Like
anymore.
the flu that dissipated, I guess it's no more, no longer.
Right.
But yet, COVID is giving out flu-like symptoms.
And exactly. And like there's a reason why I'm harping on this, because in our families, each of our individual families, a lot of times, I know I've said this before, we're going to be the only light that people see, the only truth that people see. And if we are getting so worried and so scared, and so fear, again, is faith in your worst desires. It's not a lack of faith. You have more faith that the worst things are going to happen to you. That's what, because in my humble opinion, fear doesn't exist. You either believe a word or you don't believe a word. You believe what the doctor's telling you, or you believe that the Most High can do what he said he can do. Because it's crazy, because...
Where does your faith lie?
Right.
With who? Is it with man, or is it with the Most High?
Man, I just had this discussion last night with someone. They were going through some things, and I said, okay, well, I understand that that's a person. I said, but if you call yourself a child of God, then where's your faith really lie? Because if this man is telling you something, but you're like, oh, it's over, I'm just going to be done. I'm like, then your faith is not with the Most High. Your faith it's literally in a person.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and you have no kind of faith in that.
Yeah, that's
at all.
that
Just-
person's God. Like that's
Right.
simple. Because a lot of people, a lot of married couples, their husband or their wife, that's their God. Or their parents or their child, that's their God.
They don't understand that. He said not to put any God before me. That is any one of us before him. Man.
Because we all going to die. This flesh is going to
Yeah.
be charged to the dust from which it came. Okay, let's go to Mark 6. 'Cause I told you we're not going to be here too long today. So I'm going to go to 6. I'm going to read verses 55 and 56. Don't let anybody tell you that you're just going to get hit off of faith. Because even if you have faith, you still got to think it. That's an action.
Yeah.
You still got to make yourself see it. And you got to start speaking that thing out. There is no salvation. There is no health. There is no healing without pay in action. Your pay action.
Mm-hmm.
There is no protection from these things. That's why we know that men ought to always pray and not to faint. What June was talking about.
Right.
You always got to pray. People just thinking, oh no, I was saved when I was 12 years old, so I'm good for life.
That, but nah, y'all's jealous over me.
Man,
So
visiting the iniquities of the fathers to the third and fourth generation of them that hate him. Third and fourth generation. And if there's nobody that's going to redeem that bloodline in that time period, another 3 and 4 generation. Just like when we're living righteous with the Most High, then he's going to show mercy to thousands of them that love him and keep his commandments from generation to generation. Because we just read in Deuteronomy 29 where we're supposed to have everything forever, as long as we are not forsaking his covenant, his word, his promises. So we either accept a covenant of death or a covenant of life.
Right.
Mount Ebal or Mount Gerizim. One of those mountains was curses were being pronounced. The other ones was blessings. Like, which one are we going to... And there's a lot of people that's choosing the mountain of curses. Because I'm telling you, it may not happen this year, but there's a reason why they had that movie 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later.
I cannot stand those movies.
Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. all the zombie dust from dusk to dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do you think they've been, like we were talking about before, programming?
Yeah.
So they've been programming us to accept the mark, and this is not the first mark.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why the Most High had to destroy the earth before, because man was messing with stuff that they had no business messing with. And like, if you look up the word for definition, the word for vaccination, you vaccinate animals. We are not animals.
Right.
We were created to be to have dominion over the animals.
Right.
How you going to give us the same thing that you're giving them? That don't even make sense, because all they eat, at least most of the animals, all they eat is grass.
And nobody's questioning where they're getting the money to do this at.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
you have to pay for a flu shot, but you don't have to pay for this vaccine? Like,
No, because this is the worldwide pandemic, which you can, it's not airborne. I don't care what this, viruses don't work that way. There's no, across the world, so it went to all these countries. How? How, Craig? How? How would it make it to Muskogee? How? You know what I'm saying? Like, people, but they don't think, because the image of the beast is being shown every day through all of these mediums of communication.
yeah.
That's how life has been given to the beast. Because every day you turn on your TV screen, and then if you watch this, because I know people that watch the news all day, every day, that is literally becoming your Elohim.
Yeah, for real.
Because if you don't hear it from this news station or from the news in general, you don't believe it.
It doesn't
Right.
exist.
It doesn't exist.
Anything outside of that isn't real.
And people don't have a problem with that, because you know what? It literally, it's called like the older generation call it a stupid box or a dumb box, because that gets you to not want to read anymore.
Not
You've always got to be
anything.
entertained.
Right.
You know, all you just want to do is just become bedridden and just, I guess you could say, just exist and not live.
People are losing their minds though, like just watching this device and watching those. And I'm just like, and I mean, I know people personally that I literally have to tell, turn off the TV, get off the social media, take a step back, because you're letting that determine how you're going to feel, what you're going to do, the sadness, your depression. I was like, step back from that.
Anxiety.
You need to go outside and like look at some trees, pray a little bit, because it really is making them lose their mind.
It's idolatry, like, because I think I told Bam when he's not here like a month ago or so, maybe a little bit over that. Like, I've been doing some self-reflection, and there's things I had to change, because I was still watching, which I don't even, like, you can ask you, I can't even really sit down and watch anything anymore. Like, I'm into like other stuff now, but it becomes an idol, because like if you actually sit down, which I suggest everybody
It
do.
becomes a ritual,
Right.
or routine, which is a ritual. So, yeah.
And wherever you put your time is at is where your heart is at.
Right.
So, I definitely strongly recommend everyone do this. You've probably already done it. Take a sheet of paper and actually like write down what you're doing like every day for like
Each hour.
a week,
Yeah.
and just jot it down and just see like, wait, I'm spending too much time doing this when I should be doing my taxes, when I should be
Right. Being
working on our
productive.
business, when I should be working on my relationship with the Most High, or with,
Read.
We're
Right.
definitely on the same path as I was literally just thinking that the other day. Not just more so of myself, because like you said, I write stuff down, and I have been, and it's really helped me. But I just thought about a lot of just people that don't want to be productive, and they're like, you got all this time to watch series of nothing, when you're like, oh well, I want to start this one day, I want to do this, and I'm like, literally, you can take all that time you're dedicating and put it into exactly what you
even if you
wanted to
take
build.
like 2 hours off of that, like,
Yeah.
you can do that. You know,
Just
like
say, hey, I'm just gonna watch one episode a day. The rest of my time, I'm gonna dedicate it to doing this.
Man, 'cause
Like-
that, all in all, that series is still going.
Man, it's like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah,
Like,
even if you
just-
binge watch all of it, you go forget half of it.
Yep.
while you're
Because
watching it.
you can ask Jill. I used to be the binge watch king years ago. People were shining at. People used to come to me like, "Hey man, what's the next TV show you got for me, man?" Acting like a fiend, like,
Wow.
what kind of stuff you like? I'm telling you, I was that dude. So I would just send them like
Slanging out
20
shows.
different TV shows at a time, and then they would just come back and watch it. And then I was like, okay, this is kind of boring. Because then it literally becomes an addiction, because then you can't sleep, because then this season ended up on a cliffhanger, so now I got to go ahead and start the next season. I just watched the first episode, and then next thing you know, you're going to work and you've been up all night.
right.
Idolatry. But my bad. Okay, so Mark 6, verse 55 and 56, and ran through, and when they, I'll start at 54, and when they were come out of the ship straightway, they knew him, Yahusha, and ran through that whole region round about, and began to carry about in beds those that were sick, where they heard he was. So they heard the word was is in a place, so they made sure that they got to that place for healing, because he can't heal anybody if you don't believe it. He can't protect you if you don't believe it.
Right.
But then you still got to do your part. Even if you believe it, you still got to be, okay, maybe I should start exercising more. Maybe we should start eating more fruits and raw vegetables. Maybe my water and herbal tea intake needs to be better to better protect me against these fiery darts from the enemy, this green water, all of this stuff.
Yep.
You still got to do your part.
Yep.
It's not this magical, oh, my hand is restored. It can be. But then again, you got to be at the right place at the right time, doing the right things and having the right faith.
And your works is not just in a flesh sense. It's in the physical work and the spiritual work that we have to be on one accord with the Most High. Because a lot of people fail to realize that faith without works is dead. But if your work is not following the commandments and honoring the feast days and doing what the Most High told us to do, you're not working. And I'm not sure what what God you're serving, but that's not how the Most High works.
Not at all.
That's scary. When I found that out, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Because you got to be in right standing with the Most High. I mean, and then like June was talking about praying all the time, because you don't know. Because there's even in Leviticus, there's a sin offering for if you sin in ignorance. But if you're not repenting of it, then it's being counted against you.
Right.
So you're still not doing your part. You know, like it's simple stuff. We gotta keep learning to master the simple things.
Yeah.
Okay. And whithersoever he entered into villages or cities or country, they laid the sick in the streets, and besought him that they might touch, if it were but the border or the hem or the cloak of his garment, and as many as touched him were made whole. And so as many as he touched were made whole.
They just touched him.
Oh, as many as he touched, that's what I said. As many as he touched.
They had to touch
They
him.
touched him.
Oh.
They didn't even touch him, they just touched his garment.
So what you mean to tell me is they had faith, they put works with their faith, but they had to take it. Because they had to what? They had to take hold on health. They had to. They had to make it firm, like the definition for faith. They had to get that foundation, that firm grip on it, like the covenant. And then they were healed behind it. Faith with works. You got to take hold of it. You have to claim it. You have to fight for it. You have to believe it. You got to act on it. Because they control our food, our water. They're talking about, with all these studies, now we should be eating human meat.
Yep. Yeah. They're already manufacturing meat made straight from blood.
Right, and then they're starting to 3D print meat. Yeah. They're just now finally doing the test where they're going to try to blot out the sun with spraying different particles in the air. Like, I'm telling you, this is not the time to not be having faith and not be practicing faith with your works. This is not the time to fall back from that.
Yep.
Man, this is the time of Pehaction, but this is the time of consistency.
Yeah.
Or maturity in the way. Because every direction you can possibly think of, they've already thought about it. They're hundreds of years ahead in planning.
Because they've been cloning meat since the 70s.
Cloning meat, man, this is gross.
That's just gross.
Let's go to Luke 7. Let's read verses 1 through 23. Whoever wants to read that, go ahead.
7 verse what?
1 through 23.
Okay. Now when he had ended all his sayings in the audience of the people, he entered into
Capernaum.
And a certain
Centurion
servant who was there unto him was sick and ready to die. And when he heard of Joshua, he sent unto him the elders of the Jews, beseeching him that he would come and heal his servant. And when they came to Joshua, they besought him instantly, saying that he was worthy for whom he should do this.
Oh, so they already had faith, and then they took a what? An action with it, like what? My servant is really sick, but I heard about this man that's healing all manner of sicknesses and diseases. So let me go and send for him, because I know that the word rests in the word. And then if he just says a word, then anything is possible, right? Okay, keep going.
For he loveth our nation, and he hath built us a synagogue.
Synagogue.
Synagogue. Did I say that right?
Synagogue.
Then Yahusha went with them, and when he was not far from the house, the centurion sent friends to him, saying unto him,
Master.
Master, trouble not thyself, for I am not worthy that thou shouldest enter into my roof.
So he's humble too. He humbled himself.
Wherefore neither thought of I myself worthy to come unto thee, but say in a word, and my servant shall be healed. For I also am a man set under authority, having under me soldiers. And I say unto one, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh, and to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Yahusha heard these things, he marveled at him, and turned him about, and said unto the people that followed him, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. We literally just read all this.
Yeah. Just give it more of the story.
Yeah, precept upon precept. And they that were sent, returning to the house, found the servant whole that had been sick, and it came to pass the day after that.
So now it doesn't say that the servant knew about it. His centurion master was sending for Yahusha, but he had to believe. Like he had to get a word. Like, hey, just hold on. We're sending somebody that's going to heal you. And then by that faith, he was made whole. But at the same token, someone else's faith can be imparted in you that can make you whole, that can protect you. Somebody else's prayers, somebody else's actions can actually aid you in that. So just try not to be around people that have no faith, have no belief, and refuse to work towards it.
Right.
Always in the negative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't do that.
And it came to pass the day after that he went into a city called Nain.
Mm-hmm.
And many of his disciples went with him, and much people. Now when he came nigh to the gate of the city, behold, there was a dead man carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and much people of the city were with her. And when the master saw her, he had compassion on her, and said unto her, Weep not. And he came and touched the burr.
Yeah, that's a bad
Buyer.
word. It's not even buyer, it's Soros. But okay.
Oh, that's not
Which is
what
like
it
an
says.
urn or a replica.
And that they bare him stood still, and he said, Young man, I say unto thee, arise. And he that was dead sat up and began to speak, and he delivered him to his mother.
So he was dead. So he shouldn't be able to hear anything, right? So he still heard a word, and he believed it enough to get up? How can a dead man hear anything if he's dead?
By the faith of his mother, probably.
By the faith.
Huh. That's good. I don't know what verse I was on.
You're on 15.
Okay. And he that was dead sat up and began to speak, and he delivered him to his mother. And there came a fear on all, and they glorified Yahuwah, saying that a great prophet is risen up among us, and that Yahuwah hath visited his people. And this rumor of him went forth through all of Judea, and throughout all the regions round about. And the disciples of John shewed him of all these things. And John called unto him 2 of his disciples, sent them to Yahusha, saying, Art thou he that should come, or look we for another? When the men were come unto him, they said, John Baptist hath sent us unto thee, saying, Art thou he that should come, or look before another. And in the same hour he cured many of their infirmities and plagues, and of evil spirits, and unto many they were blind, that were blind he gave sight.
Yeah. But yeah, you can stop there. That's fine. Even with him healing the people that were there, they had to be at the right place. They had to hear where he was at. And then when you hear the word, you have to believe the word. And then you got to act on it. He told the dead man, arise. You know, he could have been like, you know, his spirit, when Yahushua was calling out to him, coming back to his body like, I'm dead, I can't get up. He could have not had faith. Like, what is this man talking about?
Right.
I don't even know how you can even talk to me right now. Like, I'm over here chilling. Hopefully he was in Abraham's bosom and not in the other place. But he still had to have enough faith. Like, oh, no, you said me I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up. Like, I'm going to go ahead and do this thing. But, okay. Thy faith hath made thee whole. So, Hebrews 11:6, I'm just going to read it. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Elohim must first believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So that's why the master couldn't heal everybody. Because they weren't pleasing to the Most High. Because they didn't have faith. So they couldn't be, that's why they couldn't be healed. Faith is the evidence of pleasure to the Most High. And sometimes we get so caught up in, like you're talking about, negative people, always bringing in bad stuff, what the doctors tell us, what the news tell us, and then when that's where you devote most of your time, what people don't understand is where you put your time is where you put your worship.
Right.
So you got to kind of check that. And remember that we are always supposed to renew our mind and to control our mind. We got to have dominion over this thing. Because wherever it goes, so will your body, so will your actions, everything follows. So we have to make our eyes single. We have to be of one mind. One mind in Ruach.
That's really deep. Because if you think about it, if you're putting all your time, or majority of your time, into watching TV or doing something other than searching, studying, praising, the Most High, you're literally putting that object in front of the Most High, and now that becomes your idol, not even knowing that's what you're doing.
That's your Pehaction. That's your worship. And like, I didn't even get that until here. I was like, yeah, that is worship. That's what it is. Like, oh no, I got to, because like I know, like every now and then I'll get on the game, or every now and then I'll get on YouTube, which I kind of got to back off of YouTube because I'll be searching for certain things or whatever. But wherever you devote the majority of your time to, it's probably an idol if it's not of the Most High. And we know you got to devote time to your business, sis.
I'll be praising through it though, y'all don't understand.
Just stay listening to that music, praising to the Most High.
Man, got to.
Yep. There's ways you can do that though, like, but not to ever have that part of him. No, I wouldn't do it.
It ain't worth it. Especially now, like, this is the time to where, like, people should be coming around us and, like, they can tell that the aura of the Most High is on us. Like,
Yeah.
oh, man, wait, the word is with these people. Wait, the light of Isaiah is here on them. It's imparted on them. So let me make sure that I'm in good graces with them, lest they loose the dust from their feet.
Yeah.
That's the kind of power we're supposed to be walking in, and that we should be striving towards walking in, because
Souls are on the line.
yeah, so
Our job right now to be a servant to the Most High is so important, because time is winding down. It is. And if we don't do our part, we just have to plant the seed is all we have to do. And I guarantee that seed that you plant, that seed's going to start growing, coming to ask you questions consistently. Like, here, just a little bit of nibble, and they're going to be like, I wonder what she was speaking about. Hey, what was that? And then next thing you know, you're going to be having a full-blown conversation. And boom.
Right. So again, without faith it's impossible to please the Most High. That's why the Master could not heal everybody, because you're healed by your own faith. You have to believe it. There's a reason why I'm saying you're healed by your own faith. Of course, you got to put your action towards it. But it is your faith that makes you whole. It wasn't Jesus. Because he couldn't heal you if you didn't have faith in it.
Right. You can go touch his garment all you want to, but if that faith ain't there, it's not going to happen.
What is this, Gucci? Like,
No.
you know, Numbers 14 and 11. And Yahuwah said unto Moses, how long will this people provoke me? So, whatever these people are doing is provoking the Most High. Let's see what provokes the Most High. And how long will it be ere they believe me? For all things which I have showed among them, they didn't have faith. That is a provocation to the Most High. So when Yahushua was going around and people hearing all the stuff that the Most High is performing through him, coupled with the person's own faith, and they still didn't believe, they were provoking the Most High to jealousy.
Wow.
Because their evil imaginations in our own heart is becoming an idol and a god to them. And I was like, no, he can't do it. I mean, he did help that man that couldn't walk, and the man whose hand was withered, he restored it, and Lazarus heard his voice and woke back up. But there's no way he can't heal me of leprosy. He can't heal me of I don't know, this genetic default that's been going down the line of my family. No. And that's literally provoking him to jealousy, to anger. That's a provocation of the Most High.
You know he really mad right now.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just like, oh, I need the vaccine. Like, why?
Get this vaccine.
Why do you need the vaccine?
Some people taking it just because other people take it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what? So you're literally saying, hey.
Volunteering, no, because I want to be the first ones to make sure that it's good to go. You go right ahead. I ain't no animals. I'm not no cow. You ain't about to vaccinate me.
But what's your faith at, though? Like, so you're just going to put both sides over the side and be like, you know what, we're going to just go ahead and take this. Like, I don't understand it.
And then they got churches vaccinated.
Churches, though, like, come on now. You of all people with this faith thing.
So the Most High ain't got enough power to protect people.
Right.
But but that does. Think about it. Provoking him to anger.
Man.
That is a provocation. Like, how bold is that, though? Like, think about it. Like,
right. Yeah. No, that's a bold, very.
Wait. So the Most High can't do it on his own with us doing our part and believing. We gotta have what these devils, because that's what they are, that are creating these things, are giving us. So he wants us to bring Hasatan into his assembly, his temple.
With all of their signs and witchcraft and wizardry.
Wow.
Because it's all real.
And he gives it. He literally gives us what we need on this earth to protect our immune systems from all of this stuff. If we just do a little research.
Since folks is listening to other folks, helping themselves break down their own immune system, because that's all the mask is doing.
Yeah.
Is you're breathing in carbon. So it's going to work effectively against the young and the older. Systems is weak. Diets aren't that good.
Because you have to be exposed for your immune system to go up anyways.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have an immune system.
Another thing that it's going to target is people that's already, seasonally taking flu shots. So you're going to get flu-like symptoms because you've been taking this shot of this virus for as long as you can remember. So when you get these flu-like symptoms and they're saying, and they're attaching that to the COVID virus, well, you're going to automatically think, oh, well, I got COVID, I need to go get tested.
Instead of just taking care
Which
of.
is another hoax. 'Cause, I mean, if the CDC themselves put on their website that they don't even have a sample of the virus, so how can you test something that you don't have a sample of?
Right.
How can you make a vaccine of something that you don't have a sample of?
Right.
In record time, because this was planned
Yes.
at least a decade ago.
And then why are there other companies that don't even have anything to do with physician work making vaccines. Johnson & Johnson. Well known for baby oil, baby wipes.
I don't know if it was Moderna or Pfizer. One of them. This is their first time ever making one.
Yeah,
Like,
one of those companies. First time even making a vaccine
No,
ever.
I'm not doing that. Like, no.
And they want to put something out now.
Right.
Nah,
And everybody's just like, yep, I'm gonna go jump on it. I'm like, you guys really, especially the science world, like if you guys really research your science, you would know you need a live vaccine to make this vaccine, right? Something's not adding up there.
And then you said something. The Most High said that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. The herbs. They never talk about what comes from the earth.
Right.
And then even on top of that, the Most High told us that asking you shall receive, seeking you shall find, and knocking it shall be opened unto you.
Mm-hmm.
He told us that what is impossible with man is nothing to him.
Right.
He said that all things are possible to those who have amunah, all those who have faith. But no, we gotta bring vaccines into churches because the Most High, he ain't got that kind of power. Like,
That just blows my mind.
Mhm.
Like, seriously.
He ain't got that kind of power. That's what they're saying. And as we just read, a lack of faith in the Most High is a provocation of jealousy to him. All right, Mark 6, verses 1 through 6.
One through 6.
Okay, and it reads, "And he went out from thence and came into his own country, and his disciples followed him. And when the SHABBAT was come, he began to teach in the synagogue. And many hearing him were astonished, saying, From whence hath this man these things? And what wisdom is this which is given unto him, that even such mighty works are wrought by his hands? Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary, the brother of, was it Jacob? Yeah, Jacob. And Joses, and Yehuda, and Shimeon, and are not his sisters here with us? And they were offended at him. But Yahusha said unto them, A prophet, a Nabi, is not without honor, but in his own country, and among his own kin, and in his own house. And he could there do no mighty work, save that he laid his hands upon a few sick folk and healed them. Because they didn't have faith. So he couldn't do anything to a lot of those people, except for a very small few, and there was a multitude there. And he marveled because of their unbelief, and he went round about the villages teaching. So what's the point of you even coming around him then? Because you're putting the actions there, but then you still ain't gonna have faith in the man that's doing all this stuff?
Definition of unbelief, unfaithfulness.
Like, why are you going to church if you don't have faith?
Weakness of faith.
You might as well sit at home
Waste of time.
and do what you do.
Matthew 13, verses 52 through 58. We're almost done.
Matthew
13.
Verses 52 through 58. Joe, you got this?
Yep, as soon as I get there.
I can read it, but...
I'll start the first verse and I'll get up.
No, you're on 52. Huh?
No, I said just start and I'll pick up.
Oh. Then said he unto them, Therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of the Shamayim is like unto a man that is an householder, which bringeth forth out of his treasure things new and old. So why is he talking about the kingdom of heaven? Isn't that the thing that's to come? Okay.
And it came to pass that when Yahusha had finished these parables, he departed thence.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was come into his own country, he taught them in their synagogue. insomuch that they were astonished,
Sound familiar?
and said, Whence hath this man this wisdom and these mighty works? Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brethren James and Joseph? Is that what was
I don't know.
Joseph.
Joseph?
Joseph? Hold on, let me look at the word.
Joseph
Moses.
and
No, that
Simon.
is Iosis. Iosis.
Okay, Iosis and Simone and Eudas. 56, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And his sisters, are they not all with us? Whence then hath this man all these things?
So why are they hating on this man for doing this stuff?
When did he get all these things?
Gnashing their teeth at him like, you mean the carpenter's son?
Ain't he just a carpenter?
Even his sister mad at him like, for real? It don't make no sense, man. You know how people do, just find any reason to gnash on you.
Yep.
Any reason at all.
Especially when they don't like to show you favor.
Yeah, and when they know that they can't stop what the Most High has for you.
Right.
Because they
Man.
can see it on your life.
And what really tick those people off is when you don't pay them no
Right.
attention of what they're saying.
Exactly.
I don't worship you. That's why I'm not putting none of my energy towards you. You are not my focus.
Whenever you speak on me, I'm going to speak against you.
To the Father. And that way, when it comes back at you, hey,
Hey, let's go
ain't got
this
nothing to do with me, because now my enemy just became his enemy. So you acting like my enemy. So hey, that's on you. That's between you and the Creator. What verse are you? You're on 56?
56.
No, you're on
I just
57.
finished 56, so I'm on 57. And they were offended in him. But Yahushua said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. And he did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief.
So your health, your salvation, your protection is literally
Wow.
dependent on if you have faith or not. Because again, he's there, so you provide the action to come where he's at, and then you just want to gnash your teeth and not have faith in the Most High when he's doing all these works through the Most High. Like these people were the definition of hypocrites, of blind people. See all that evidence and still believe it's a lie. Man, okay. So, as we come to the conclusion, we're going to go to Matthew 10, and we're going to read verses 5 through 8. Well, excuse me, 1, and then verse 5 through 8.
Matthew 1.
1.
Matthew 10,
Okay.
verse 1,
Oh, verse 1.
and then verses 5 through 8.
5.
Yes, sir, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. 10. Okay. And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease.
Because when you come into this walk into the truth of the Most High, these are the signs that are going to be following you. And then again, it's not setting up stations to give people jabs in churches. Yahushua didn't command that.
Right.
Okay.
5 through 8.
Yeah.
These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans. Enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give.
So why are not these churches that are is mainly the bigger ones that are doing this? Why are they not doing these things, healing the sick, the lame, the blind, all this and that? Why are they setting up these stations for this? Because they don't even have a sign of the things that they're supposed to have on them. And then like he says that the kingdom of the Shamayim is at hand. What does that mean? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. What does that mean?
It's like,
Fingertip.
Right,
You
yeah,
gotta reach out and grab it, man.
Right. So
Right.
at hand means it's nigh, it's close,
Yeah.
it's near. Your faith is what makes you whole, is what makes you healthy, is what protects you. With your actions, of course. But it's your faith. That's why he couldn't heal people that didn't believe. Because they became the Most High's enemy because they were provoking him to jealousy. It's your faith is what heals you, protects you, raises you up out of obscurity. It's your faith, the kingdom of heaven. Luke 17. Verses 11 through 21. Okay. And it came to pass, as he went to Jerusalem, that he passed through the midst of Samaria and Galilee. And as he entered into a certain village, there met him 10 men that were lepers, which stood afar off. So they had leprosy. And they lifted up their voice and said, Yahusha, Master, have mercy on us. And when he saw them, he said unto them, Go show yourselves unto the priests. And it came to pass that as they went, they were cleansed. So they put actions with their faith, right? And one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back and with a loud voice glorified Elohim, and fell down on his face at his feet, giving him thanks. And he was a Samaritan, Northern Kingdom. And Yahusha answering said, Were there not 10 cleansed? But where are the 9? There are not found that return to give glory to Elohim, save this stranger. And he said unto him, Arise, go thy way. What does he say?
Arise, go thy way.
Keep going.
Thy faith hath made thee whole.
It's your faith. It's your faith. It's not nobody else's. It's your faith. Your faith is what is going to heal you. Because we saw where there's not belief, he can't do nothing.
Nope.
He has no power in unbelief.
That's just wow.
There's no power in unbelief. But then again, there is power in unbelief. Because the things that you're fearing is what is the reaction that you're getting from your pay. It's your pay action that you're getting.
Right.
So it's your faith.
You'll receive the curses or all the bad that you are willing to believe in more.
Okay, we're almost done. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of Elohim should come, he answered them and said, The kingdom of Elohim cometh not with observation. What does that mean?
Not just by looking, observing, standing
Okay.
by, doing
Just standing there looking like, oh, he gonna come to me once.
just sit here and wait on it.
Neither shall they say, Lo here, or Lo there, for behold, the kingdom of Elohim is within you.
Right.
That's why it's your faith that makes you whole, because the kingdom is inside of you.
Right.
So if you don't have faith and even believe in it, there's no point, because that is your kingdom. This is your dominion.
And that.
Go ahead.
That's another thing.
Go ahead.
The whole going to the church when when they really understand that your body is literally
The temple.
exactly.
It's the last.
So whatever's going on in here, if it's not, there's nothing going on. Nothing's gonna happen for you. People don't understand that. Trust me, when I say that you have to have faith that the Most High is gonna work these things out. You have to activate that. Me and one of my friends, real close friend, we literally started the whole. Something's not right. It didn't feel right to us. We need to, read more. We have to understand how do we activate this faith. And little by little, even if it was a free coffee, I'm gonna go get some coffee. I'm gonna see if I can get it free. Just to think that, it's gonna happen. And then hey, you can go ahead and get that. What? Just a little thing. You start growing on that, wow.
I think Paul talks about it. It's called the law of faith.
Yes, you just have to have it, or it's not gonna work for you.
Right.
You can sit there and wish all you want to, but if you don't put the actions to go in.
Because you have to be controlling it and not letting it control you. Because
Right.
again, faith is a two-way street. Either you're going the right way,
Or you're not.
or the wrong way.
Right.
Or it's a one-way street. Either you're on the right way or the wrong way with your faith. And then if that's where your faith is at, then all of your pay, your actions, everything's going to be along the same lines as that. Even if you're having actions like, okay, I'm going to be healed, this and that, so I'm going to start doing this and that. But if I don't believe it, then you're a
not-
double-minded person. You know, it's backwards.
Right.
So
It's not gonna happen.
So again, the kingdom of the Shamayim of heaven is within you. That's why it can't be observed. That's why when people come around you and they be like, man, like there's like an aura or something around
Yeah.
you, man. I can't understand what it is with you, you know, because the kingdom of heaven, it's you. Like you are, we are, I am, you are.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why you talking about like faith. You have to believe it, and then you have to speak that thing out. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna try to get I'm gonna get a free coffee today. Yeah. Happens. That
And then
happens
it
to my dad all the
happens,
time.
and you're just like, that's the song. And seriously, and it's just amazing because when we try to tell people, you know, you have to activate that faith in you. You have to believe that the Most High is going to do exactly what He says He's going to do. They just look at you like you're crazy. But now that we are literally older than what we are, and the things that have come to pass, we're like, look, we just believe that this is what we follow. We read our Bibles. We activated that faith, and people are just like, "Well, how did you?" Like,
The big homie.
you know, thank you. Like,
Numero uno. Number one.
it's so important to understand who we are.
Yes. So, the kingdom of heaven is within you. It's your faith that makes your own faith.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have the faith in it, don't believe you're going to be protected from anything.
Right.
Yahusha cannot heal you from anything if you don't believe it, if you won't act towards it. So let's go to, these are the last two. So we'll go to Matthew 11. And somebody can read verse 11 and 12.
11 and 12. 11 and 12, right?
Yes,
Okay.
11 through 12.
Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, that hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist, notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force.
So the kingdom of heaven is dominion, and we know that the kingdom of heaven is within you. So you have to have dominion over your own body, over your own mind, and stop giving dominion to your enemies.
Right.
That's what they're literally trying to do with these jabs, with their nanite technology, to give them dominion. Because it just says that the kingdom of the Shamayim suffereth what? Violence, and the violent take it by force. Is what they're trying to do, because their time is short. They're trying to take it from you by force. You mess around, take this, and this is the actual mark that Most High was talking about. You ain't gonna have no share in the dominion of the kingdom. You know, you would definitely you're gonna be tormented, and not in, you won't be resting peacefully in Abraham's bosom. You'll be in the sides of the pit where the other guys are that are being tormented. Let's go to Daniel 7, so we can end this thing today. Thank y'all for being patient with me. June, you want to read verses 8 through 14? Because again, the kingdom suffereth what? Violence. And the violent take it by force.
Read what now?
Luke 7, it's on the screen.
Daniel 7, 8
Daniel,
through
yeah.
14.
My bad, I said Luke.
I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things.
This is the beast. Keep going.
I beheld till the
Thrones.
thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of the Days did sit.
Now, who's the Ancient of Days?
The Ancient of the Days.
The Most High.
Oh, okay.
Didn't know that.
That's what they used to call him. Elyon, or the Ancient of Days, the Most High. Atik.
Did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
Wait, so his throne got wheels on it? He's sitting on spinners?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Stop it.
Hot.
No, I'm serious. That's what it just said.
A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened.
Judgment Day.
I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame.
We're living in the age of this beast.
As concerning the rest of the beast, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. I saw in the night visions, and beheld one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion, and glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Okay, go ahead and jump down to 18. Keep reading.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Wait. The kingdom suffereth violence, and the violent do what? Take it by force. So, when the Most High tells us, eventually we're going to have to take the kingdom. It's not just going to be like all of a sudden comes down and this is not. Like, no. No. So read that again.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
So, and do not let them take the kingdom of heaven from you. Okay, keep going.
And possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet.
We've been living with this beast for over 400 and some odd years. That's done all this. Subdued the whole world. Jump down to verse 22.
22. I beheld...
Oh, no, 21. 21. Yeah.
Oh, that's where I started it. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against them.
That's what he's done for the last hundreds of years, right?
Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
It's coming.
Keep going.
Yeah, all right, I got it. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and tread it down, and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, Elyon, Yahuwah, and shall wear out the saints, that's what's been happening, of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times in the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion. Who is the they? That's the saints of the Most High. Shall take away his dominion. That's why he's trying to get us to give him, or so he can allow him to take the kingdom of heaven from us. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it until the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole Shamayim shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. So, again, pay action. Jesus didn't heal nobody. He didn't heal everybody. He didn't. He didn't. But that is all I got today. Did that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sure it did.
Y'all for sure, for sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So this has been Yah Kahudi, Yah's Assembly. Thank y'all. Oh, man. June, thank you, Jessica.
Welcome.
And we got some stuff we got to do.
That was good.
Don't let them take the kingdom.
Man, it's crazy. Pay action, talking about your pay. Man, that's what me and my pops was in the car talking about for like 2 hours.
Oh, yesterday?
Yeah, the day before when he dropped me on Friday morning.
Mhm.
Yeah, because we was talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Talking about Enoch. Was talking about that. And why they took that part out when they started producing the King James Bible. But yeah.
So this was a good one. This was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good.
All right. Shalom, shalom.